Good day, and welcome to Your Voice, Your Power. I am Anika Wilson, and I have an international guest, I always love. And today we have Zinette Zorzos. Hey, Zinette.
Hey, Anika.
I love your name, first of all. I think that is so pretty.
Thank you. It's like
Tell-
a chopped off name from a Greek name.
it's just awesome. Well, I'm in Hawaii, so there's a lot of K's and a lot of Z's, but I think that that's awesome. Can you tell everyone where you are and who you are?
Sure. So right now in Syros, Greece, it's a little island in Greece that's 1 hour away from Mykonos. I think everybody will be quite familiar with Mykonos. And I'm half Greek, half Chinese. That's why I'm here right now. And yeah, what I do, I'm an online income and systems builder. I basically do the tech work for coaches, any courses, membership, websites, video editing, all the background tech stuff. Yeah, I do them on my keyboard.
I think that is something that a lot of people overlook. When we think about starting a business, we're overwhelmed, but we think that it's very simple. I'll just create a graphic, I'll just create a landing page, and I'll just go out here and I'll just start a business. And it's not that simple, guys. So having somebody like you who does it all, it's really interesting because you're like a virtual assistant on steroids. Like, you are bigger and badder than just a virtual assistant. Like, you do coding, you do the tech stuff, you do the HTML, like you do that stuff that makes most of us coaches sweat.
Just a tad, because I think I appeal very much to the techno folks, those who are tech allergic, and almost like every day to them is Mercury retrograde. And I'm like, girl, I got you. It's okay. It doesn't have to be every day. Let's just calm down a little bit and I'll take over the tech and you just give me your content.
Oh my gosh, she said tech allergic and Mercury retrograde. I get it. Because I'm telling you, I've spent 9 months on the same website, and then the other day I took it off developer mode and lost the whole thing. And a lot of people don't know what that's like when we go missing on social media because we got to regroup and recharge. They don't get it. But yes,
so get the cuss words out first.
Yes,
then the emotions follow.
Exactly, because you have to be leery that you are your brand and you can't say what you want to say. And you know, especially when you're Christian and it's like, okay, you don't want people to think a certain thing, but they have no idea what goes behind something. And you have people who also like to send you a text and say, do you know that this button doesn't work? Yes, I'm aware, but I need some time to figure it out because I'm losing sleep. So you are
like, I'm grateful that you told me. But just wait a minute.
Let me make a few calls because I'm losing my religion. So you are the solution to that, right?
Yeah. So a lot of my clients, my repeat clients, when their clients like, I can't get into a membership site, they're like, Zinette, help. I don't know what they're saying. I'm going to transfer them to you. And I'm like, okay, bring them on. I'll listen. I'll see. And sometimes it's just human error. Like, it's like sometimes the button is just right in front.
Exactly.
And you still have to kind of have like, do you see that button? No, I see many buttons. Like, I understand that you see many buttons, but I'm specifically telling you, like, it looks like this and it says this exact words. And you're like, no, I don't see it, but it's like right there.
It's the one slapping you in the face.
And so there are those moments, but in my work, there's also moments where my clients come and they're like, oh, I have this amazing idea and I really want to just unload it onto you and let me know how you think I could make it into like a system. And I'm like, okay, sure, tell me. But when they are so excited and they're like, I have this end goal, but I'm like right here, they don't see how they can connect it. Like,
there
they don't
is
know
a
what
disconnect,
steps, what rocks to jump onto. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, don't worry, it's fine. We just have to do this and this first. And they're like, oh, okay, so once we do that, we're cool. I'm like, no, not really. We still have other stuff, but I can handle that for you, so you don't need to worry. So all they do is like the content, because they really want to shine with their content. They basically want to um content vomit, because they are so
Yes.
inspired
Yes. Yes.
by that idea that they just want to tell everyone, and they're
Mm-hmm.
so held back that, oh my god, that means I have to connect my email. Oh my god, what if I have to promote it on Facebook? What do I do with YouTube? What do I do with that? And I'm like, don't worry, we can sort it out. Because the tech is the one that makes them feel so afraid that they
Mm-hmm.
then feel so uncomfortable with even sharing that content, and they don't do it, which is such a shame. It's such a shame for someone who has downloaded that inspiration, that idea that they want to share with the world, but the only thing that's stopping them is the tech, the thinking that I can't set up the button or connect the payment gateway,
Mm-hmm.
and then the world loses that inspiration from them. That to me, like, I just can't let it go. I'm like, no, please just be in that inspired moment, and just don't worry about the tech, so that you can continue feeling inspired from that idea, because that's the best part for them. Everything just flows in that moment.
But let's be real. That's the reason why a lot of business owners fail, because they never outsource these kind of things.
Yes, because some, I wouldn't be naming names, but some people make it seem like, hey, all you need is just a website builder, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. You'll be making the money and the dough, and you'll be raining cash. Or all you need is this funnel thing,
Yep.
and there's nothing else you need. I have seen from experience that if you take two people who are very new to the online world, it could be one that actually has a lot of experience in real life. For
Mm-hmm.
example, a stylist who has 10 years in styling people, and now she wants to bring that gift to the online community and teach them online styling, how you style yourself for webinars and stuff. And then you have someone who is new to the online world as well, but hasn't yet figured out what niche they want to be in, or what kind of online opportunity they want to invest in even.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with these two groups of people, they're totally different. One knows their clientele very well. They know the patterns of their clients. They know what's needed to be taught. So in order to package their expertise into something technical, it's simple. It's simpler than someone who has no idea and is still like swimming through and finding out. So for the second group, it's always best for them to find the people first, see the patterns of what kind of clients they like, and then go on that journey. But online in general, there's so many people who are touting that all you need is a website,
Yep.
and you'll be good to go.
Yep.
That they fall prey, they spend lots of money, and they get so frustrated, and they just give up. Like, it's sad, but they give up very, very easily because of the promises that they believe in, that it's like a overnight success kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, I tell a lot of people, I can't stand the whole thing of, oh, six-figure coach, six-figure coach, six-figure coach. And it frustrates me, because at the end of the day, if you are out here to get rich, that's one thing. But if you're here to help people and to problem solve, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to solve problems. And like, I listen to you and I'm like, you solve all the problems that I've had for 2 years. And it's interesting, because a lot of people don't understand how to even get started with a gift that they have. So can you tell everyone, how did you get started? What made you go on this journey of creating a business, of being this guru? Because you do the stuff that a lot of people could never do. And I think you do it quite effortlessly.
The tech comes to me surprisingly quite effortlessly, but I didn't realize this initially. It wasn't something that I knew I was good at. Like 6 years ago when I started, I honestly, I was like so afraid to charge somebody $5
Mm-hmm.
just to teach them how to do a digital vision board.
Uh-huh.
So scared to just even charge $5. So apologetic. I was like, okay, here's how you do it. It was a 2-hour thing. I was like hand holding them and telling them, like, this is how you do it, and then you do this. And then when they paid up, I was like, thank you so much. I can't believe you just paid me $5.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like my first taste to the online world. And I always knew that I was very technical. My dad was a marine engineer. He's an engineer, a lot of tech stuff, a lot of technicalities. I loved it. But to charge people on something that comes so easily to you is another mindset altogether. So when I started, I just wanted something that was my own. You know, I didn't want to depend on my husband for income. I didn't want one income source. I always joke that I don't want people to depend on one Facebook ad because Facebook might close it. I didn't want people to depend on one income source because who knows, maybe something happens like COVID and there it goes. Or depend on one husband. And I'm not telling them to get 2 or 3 more. I'm just saying that you can give your husband the leeway to go and fulfill his own dreams, you know? So I just didn't like that one source of income. I really didn't. I like multi-income sources. So I set out to make sure that whatever I created for my clients was multi-income platforms, not just one source, not just from one client, but a journey selling where if they are going to be earning, they will also earn from Amazon and from affiliates or from network marketing, even though it gets a bad name. But it's not that network marketing is like a business in a box. It's so easy for someone who's new to get into, to understand how to properly learn networking, because that's basically where I learned how to talk to people properly. I'm not the best communicator. I am a full introvert. So when I speak to somebody, I'm very scared meeting new people. So from network marketing, I started to like come out from my shell, learn better. So that's how it was. That's where I started. I was like, I am going to create a multi-income platform for my clients because I am just sick and tired of one income source. I don't want to depend on any just one. And the feeling around it to just depend on, to me, was like a bit like a pull, where if this client didn't pay up, then, oh my God, now I have to go out and find another client. That's just not the kind of feeling that I like.
And you know what? That's what you just talked about, the struggle that everybody has. I've been in that block of charging for such a long time. And it's hard because when you're working a job, it's the expectations are known. You get a salary, you're expected to do work. Most likely you're going to do more work than what's expected. You know, you just do this like a robot, you're a machine, you just produce. And then when you go out on your own, it's like to tell somebody to do an appraisal of yourself. You know, it's like to be able to take your gifts, your services, your abilities, and put them in a box, you know, put them in a list, per se, is exactly what we do. You know, a price list, you know, what are you able to do and how much is it worth? And that's something that's hard for a lot of people that are struggling with self-worth, you know, self-awareness, you know, and I think that that's one thing that a lot of, especially women business owners, don't get. You know, men go out in the market and they, you know, they're just like, it is what it is. They're black and white. And this is how much I'm worth. This is my time. This is what I'm willing to do. And this is what I'm not willing to do. For us, it's different and it's hard and it's a challenge. And you just talked about how you have gone through the journey, and you said you've been doing this 6 years.
Yeah. So many times you want to just give up because you fall for sometimes the wrong coaches. You pay for them and then they just ghost you, or they give you the wrong advice, or toxic coaching. Been through that, experienced that, don't ever want to go through that again. But so many lessons as well. Like that's just a journey that you have to be aware that you need to undertake to just build yourself online, because there's so many lessons. There's so many lessons that you don't foresee learning from an online space. You think that you'll be learning like, oh, let's do SEO. Let's learn how to funnel things. Let's do a Facebook ads. Wrong. The people that you come across, they are unfiltered. They have a different persona because it's online. To really be able to connect to authentic people is a journey in itself.
Yes.
And then that's when you get to that point, and then you start connecting with the right people per se. That's when you realize, oh, this is where you have found your, like you said, sisterhood, where you found your community, and feel comfortable to expand.
Exactly.
Before that, you were in a rough neighborhood, you're in a bad neighborhood, you're not going to showcase yourself. It envelops you, it helps you, it boosts you up. If you do a mistake, you do something wrong, they're there to not pull you down. They're there to and tell you, hey, this may not be something that I would have said. Maybe you could have done something different with it. And you realize, oh, it's a different perspective, and you learn some more. So there are two platforms. And I think I dare say that every online entrepreneur that has been online long enough is on a journey to find that community, that one community that just raises you to allow you to expand further in your gifts, in what you can be of service to other people, and how to help other people be more of service to more people. It's like a ripple effect.
Yes, that is true, because people don't understand how lonely it can be to run an online business. So with that said, I know that you have you got a workshop coming up.
Yeah. I have a sales page masterclass coming up. I was thinking to myself that there's been with a lot of my clients that they love I'm not going to use a bad word, but blocking themselves from creating their sales page because they think that they don't know how to drag and drop the things and everything. And I just want to create the masterclass to just show them that, hey, actually, it's not what you think. The moment you realize that you're pulling out the inner gifts that you have for your clients in terms of service, that sales page can be very easily done. It will be a flow and a breeze to create because I show them like the steps, the systems, because everybody's out for the one system, the one magic system that
that's
and
the,
I'm
that's
like,
the
no,
true
it's okay.
struggle.
You can just and they go for it and they're like, why isn't this working? And I'm like, because you're focusing too much on that one system. Get that out of the way. Get the blocking that you have that you think that the tech will be an issue out of the way, because I show you step by step, and then get into the real gist of the matter, which is to understand what are you of service of, and then the sales page will come off beautifully. It will resonate with people so much better because they know that you're there to understand them, to care for them, and to help them get to the next level, to the next stage, which is what a sales page is. It's just to communicate that we get you, we want to help you, this is where we are bringing you.
You make it sound so simple.
No drag and drop thing, no tech. Yes, it is actually really simple. I tell you, when I do my sales pages for my clients, I love myself my three screens of computers. And my husband thinks that it's like excessive. I'm like, no, you don't understand.
I need every single one.
Exactly.
I got them, and look, don't play with my screens.
Exactly. Like my one screen is dedicated to sci-fi. Every time I do a sales page, there will be a series on. My personal favorite is Stargate Atlantis. I'm not sure if there are anyone out there who watches this, but that's my personal favorite because it talks about ascension. And because I attract spiritual coaches, when I watch that and I'm doing my sales page, I'm in flow. I'm like, yes, talk to me about ascension. Tell me how the ancient people are like ascending into energies and coming down in human people and then like aliens and everything. Tell me all about it. And then it just comes out on my sales pages. Yeah, it just comes. You just write it out. And then this sales page looks like it and you feel so inspired. And my clients are like, this is ascension. This is like literally that. I'm like, Yes.
Hey,
It's alien
however, you
inspired.
have to make it work. And that's the thing, is that everybody thinks that there's this magic pill, this magic potion, this way that you have to work if you're an entrepreneur. You know, your office needs to be set up a certain way, or you need to listen to this music. You know, I put sermons on. I listen to church services, and the words that come out are just their affirmations, their inspiration.
Yes.
And when I'm dead and I need that content, I got sticky notes everywhere. Like, you would not believe if you saw my wall. My wall is a bulletin board with sticky notes on it. It's just, I got bulletin board paper. Y'all would not believe it, but it works for me. I need that, that visual, you know, stimulation. I need the colors. I need that. And whatever it takes for you to do what works for you,
Yes.
your gel, your jam, whatever. And then when I need to digress, then I go watch the cooking channel and flip houses, and it just works. Like, you got to create your system, your world, and you have to make it work for you, instead of mimicking and oh my gosh, I cannot stand the desire. Everybody's copying what everybody else is doing, and it's like, if that's not who you are, it's not going to work for you.
It's not. And that's exactly what I tell my clients as well. But they are like, I had one that client back 3 years ago that I said no to, and that was the hardest thing for me to do then. Because saying no to a client, to turn them down, I was like, oh my God,
I did it the other
I'm
day
shaking.
for the first time. I was scared, and it felt good, because I was like, I'm not compromising myself to do what you want me to do, and that's not what I do.
Exactly.
I know how to do it, but that's not what I do. Then that's not what you need.
She realized I could like do the, and she wanted it to be a copy of that 7-figure coach, word for word, graphic for graphic. I was like, that is straight up copying. That is against the law. I'm not doing that. Sorry. And I was like, you can't. There's just certain things people still don't get it. You can tell that they don't get that. You have to embody who you are in your business fully, completely. And whether that's the weird part, that's the shocking part, you don't need to tell everybody like how kinky you are. You don't need to tell everybody how weird you can get, but you have to accept it for yourself. You have to acknowledge that. And if that means like you wear see-through clothing while you are doing a website because that makes you feel sexy, and you get that ass, and then you put it on the website, do you turn off the webcams, put sticky notes on the webcams, of course. Let me just remind everyone. But if you got to get into those feelings, do it. Because that I would be all for that. I tell my clients, if you have to do that, just do it. If it's the high heels that make you go like, oh, I'm so sexy tonight, yes, do it. Because I feel like you gotta embody you. You have to. Everything in your business, in your work, you have to showcase who you are. But if you don't feel like yourself, how are you gonna showcase that? How are you gonna tell people this is who I am when you don't feel like yourself?
I think a lot of people need
PMS days.
But a lot of people need to take the time out and find themselves first. You can't create a business and you're lost. It doesn't work, because you're going to be like a hamster on a wheel, and you're going to be going around and around and around, which a lot of us do. We wind up rebranding because there is this, you talked about growth, and you talked about, maturity. We do grow, we do mature. I think we stretch a lot more than the average person, because we go through these lessons that other people don't go through. But I mean, if you need to take the time to find you so that you can produce, so that you can create a brand, so that you can get a clear message, take that time out and do it. Because one thing that, got me doing personal development is because when I got into business and I started coaching, I realized that a lot of people don't work on personal development. They go their whole lives. You become a mom, you become a wife, you get a job. You never know who you are. You never put you first. You never do any of that. I did it. And when I got married 2 years ago, it was like, he kept saying to me, you need to do self-care. You need to put yourself first. And it's like, as a single mom, you don't have that option. You can't put yourself first. And now, about to turn 40, it's like, okay, this is important. And the sooner that people get that part, the more prosperous they will be on the other end. So, my focus kind of shifted, because I was like, you can't produce these coaching packages, and you can't be this person if you're not put together. So you have to get it together so that you can put it together.
you don't have to be perfect.
No.
Yeah, it's acknowledging that it's going to be ever growing. It's giving yourself permission to constantly.
Yes, that
I
word.
know people. Yeah, it's
I
like
love that.
I know people say that give yourself permission to fail, but it's really that. There's no other simpler way to put it. You're gonna keep on changing. I kept changing. I am a website designer who didn't have my own website for the first 5 years.
I get it.
So I'm like,
I'm over it.
I was like, I don't have time to create my own website when I'm creating my client's website. And they're fine, and I have referrals, and I have my portfolio. I'm good. But now I'm into like, oh, wait, I have to brand myself because people need to know who I am now.
Yep.
So, but now, after having failed so many times, after saying no to this and no to that, and having so much experience in all this, I know what I want. So I can just do my website in a day. I know where everything goes.
Yep.
But if you tell me like 5 years ago, I can stare at the laptop for a whole year and nothing will be on the page. And that will be just for the homepage.
Yep.
Because what am I to say? Who am I? What do I do? What am I going to give to people? What kind of transformation am I giving people? I don't know. I didn't know. I wouldn't know if I didn't go through that journey of picking those nuggets of information, of those goal mind stuff that you get, of getting the wrong clients. Oh my God.
Yep.
Getting the wrong clients would probably be the biggest lesson that everybody would like, no, like stay far away from me. But if you're open to learning and open to feeling the negativity of it all, you rise up to learn better stuff. They give you more information than the right clients.
You're absolutely right. So I'm reading your stuff and it's like create the money-making platforms and automations for coaches to sell their digitized expertise, generating leads daily. Go ahead and break it down. Tell everybody exactly what you do, how to find you. And I'm going to put all your links in the descriptions. And like, I don't know, I'm just loving on you. Like, I feel like we could talk about this all day. I got all kind of virtual summits in my head with you and all kind of stuff. So just tell everybody one last time, break it down what you do and tell them how to find you.
Right. So basically anything that you have an inspiration on, you have a course, an idea on, I digitize it. I put it on any social platform that is worth mentioning so that people can find you. But most importantly, I create the journey selling for people so that when people are exposed to you once, they don't just get exposed and then that's it. And no story, they like, don't like, they're gone. No, it's a journey where they get exposed, they get something from it, but you follow up with another thing. But this all is automated so that that you don't have to handhold them until the end. So that this can bring them through a journey where at the end of the day, they are like, oh my God, I just love this person. I've already consumed so much from them. They knew exactly at what step I needed what item. They knew what was my next thing that I would probably desire. And they got it from you. And then they're ready to work with you. You're creating ready players for yourself that know what you are, knows your flavor, knows your flair. So that's what I create for people. And I digitize everything from that. I bring what their essences into the digital world. And I can be found on Facebook. I share a lot about what my toddlers are up to on Facebook profile because apparently they love how they create chaos in my life. People love that. When they jump on my head, that's what people love. So I share a lot of that chaos because that's the mummy life, the mamapreneur life. If you have no chaos,
I think that's why we do what we do.
It's not a proper online business.
So, yeah, I think that makes sense to us. So I think it just allows us to digitize it because we know how to take chaos and like make it mesh into a funnel.
Kids, oh gosh. So Facebook, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on my website, zinette.space, because I'm a sci-fi freak. I really like aliens. So space is like my thing.
So
this is one thing you know about me now.
That's your happy place.
Happy place, very, yes.
Yes.
Oh, but if any aliens are watching, please don't beam me up. I have a lot of things to do online still. So wait till I'm like done with my online entrepreneur stuff, then beam me up. Then I'll be happy to meet you.
Zinette, you have given me life today. I needed your energy. I needed your juju. I needed your space. I just needed you. So guys, that is Zinette Zorzos. Say that 10 times. And all of her information will be below. Thank you coming to me all the way from Greece. Listeners, viewers, thank you guys for tuning into another edition of Your Voice, Your Power with Anika. And as always, y'all, stay powerful.